damn dirty ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous. Right there, you can't stand up. Come on, let's go down. Keep your shirt on. Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That be Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician. Did miss method. Now, just an update on the fart front. And
finally, for just a second, I could have sworn there were a couple 80-year-old ladies sitting here talking about their bowel function.
yeah, that was Drew. Drew, that was me and you.
Shocking.
What I was going to say was, well, a couple of things. First off, producer Ann and Lisa said that they've been calling this Katie girl from Tucson to try to get her out here for the, big event, and that she hasn't been returning the phone call. So I would suggest that she do it, because I'll just find another.
You'll court another, huh?
My ass is locked in like a Tomahawk missile now. Okay. And I have no actual destination other than destruction.
Right.
So if not Katie, someone else. We'll just figure out who's another likely candidate. Who else is doing something. I mean, you look at it this way, Drew. People talk a lot about prostitution and how wrong that is, and people talk about, posing naked for money and how this is compromising yourself and your morals and so on and so forth. But I used to bust my ass, like probably removing asbestos-laden materials, working under houses in very dangerous situations oftentimes, a 0.2 on the Richter scale away from being buried alive, so on and so forth. And at the end of the week, I would walk home with about $242 in my pocket.
Yeah.
And that's like a 45-hour week underneath a house. It would have been worth $500 to me for some guy to fart on my head.
Yeah.
I wish I could have found some sort of eccentric millionaire sponsor who would just fart on me. It'd take about a half hour a week. I'd have to go over to the guy's mansion, lie down there.
Yeah, once you got into that, you never get out.
Oh, where are you going? Well, I know what you're saying. It's a slippery slope. But who cares if you never get out? Even now, I'd probably use it to supplement my income. $500. So the point is, what is prostitution? My thing with prostitution is it doesn't necessarily have to do with sex. It has to do with compromise. You're doing something that you really don't want to do, but you're doing it for the money. In which case, prostitution is a better idea, because what took me a day underneath a house, a woman could achieve in a parking lot in about 10 minutes. Yeah, thank you, Drew.
There's just a lot more meaning and emotional sort of impact.
Let's not get into that. The point is if Katie doesn't call back, we'll just have to work, we'll have to find another sponsor.
How long are you going to give her?
We'll give her a couple more days.
Till
and
Sunday?
Then, no, not till Sunday. She's had enough phone calls. Ann has called quite a few times.
She's on vacation or something.
She should be checking her messages.
Got to her, maybe, and started saying, "What are you doing?"
It's a possibility, but
The same girl that was going to pose naked on the internet or something.
yeah,
I know, but now it's like she's talking about it, and people are talking about it, and people are calling in, and
see, Ann, I look at this as
it's been positive feedback all the way through.
I look at this as more of an honor than I do a chore. I mean, even for her.
You would.
Hey, $500, and you get to hang out with the celebrities, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew, everybody. All right, so I started experimenting with my diet tonight. Instead of
it's working.
No, it isn't. That one you heard right before we went on the air?
Yeah.
Fluke.
Oh.
I've had no consistency at all.
Good.
It did kind of smell, though. I went with my standby, which is something I haven't eaten for about 8 years, but I used to do it when I was doing the old construction. I'd get up in the morning, bowl of grape nuts, golden raisins, which for some reason seem to pack a little bigger punch, milk, and a cup of coffee. Sometimes a little wheat germ, and sometimes some of those dried dates. Nothing. It's been over 2 hours. Nothing. Just that pop you heard right before the mics heated up, Drew.
Why don't you throw a little kraut on top of that?
A little sauerkraut?
Yeah.
Well, see, everybody has their own recipe and their own remedy and their own technique for this sort of thing, but we're all a little bit different.
Yep.
I'm not, like, Drew's over here and he's talking about bell peppers and garlic. For me, that doesn't do it. I think I need fruit and fiber, but I think my body may have changed in the last 10 years, and it's not cutting it anymore. All right, so I'm going to be looking for suggestions. And again, I'm not looking for smell or quality. I'm looking for volume. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people calling in and saying, eat clams. That'll really stink it up. I'm not interested in the smell. I'm interested in producing.
Well, you know where most of... there's a theory that not a majority, but a significant amount of gas that comes out the end of the line is actually swallowed air.
Oh, really?
So if you go just make an effort to swallow a whole bunch of air, like why don't you swallow a bunch through the show tonight?
Okay, I just had one.
Swallow a whole bunch of air.
You know what I normally takes
quite a while.
I normally don't swallow, but yeah, go ahead, Dan.
It's chili and a big glass of milk.
Oh, yeah. See, if you
that
get a little of that lactose intolerance thing working, the whole idea is to upset yourself just a little bit without really making yourself sick. So if I could find something that I was moderately allergic to, or perhaps just eat some bad cheese but not rancid. I mean, something that's gone like milk that's a few days past the expiration date but not turned solid yet.
Keep swallowing air. Concentrate on that.
How do you swallow air?
You know.
I mean, like you're trying to make yourself belch?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm going to try that because I'm really convinced.
What
And
if he took a laxative the night before?
yeah, that we could be in for a lawsuit there. But what about something like
I'd
that,
throw in
Drew?
money for that one.
Would that work?
Possibly.
How fast would one of those kick in? I mean, I'm going to need a contingency
Well, that might
plan
be, maybe
here.
we should have some Ducalax. That really gets things churning.
He said Duke.
Yes.
Ducalax?
Yeah.
There's nothing called Ducalax.
Dulcolax. D-U-L.
Uh-huh. And would that get things going within the parameters of the show?
Well, there's a suppository. I get things going right away.
Oh, please, Drew. No. Listen, I want $500 if I'm going to be doing that. Suppository.
Takes about a half hour for the...
About a half
thing,
hour?
Yeah.
So, meaning if the participant comes in and nothing's happening in the first 15 minutes, half hour of the show, I can then go to Plan B, which is assortment of food and perhaps some of the Ducalax there.
Just keep swallowing the air. Just every time you think of it, swallow more air.
All right, well, keep reminding me, would you? All right. What the hell else was I going to say? All right, the other thing I was thinking about on the drive-in is the times I've had some of the greatest gas ever has been on dates.
Oh, yeah. You got to be nervous.
With the nerve gas, because the belly really gets churning, especially the first date. It's very ironic.
There's also something about the situation where you don't want it to happen.
Right.
That's what you're worried about. That's why you're so preoccupied with this. In the situation where you're in the clutch and you need to produce, you're convinced it's not going to happen.
Right. It's like when
maybe we could make this into a blind date type thing with this, whoever this girl is.
Yeah, I think I may have to get some attractive celebrity type in here to really make me a little bit nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll work on my inspiration as well. All right, Drew, you ready to move on here?
Please.
I'm glad I got you drawn into this whole thing, by the way. Gina.
Yes.
You're 21.
I sure am.
You're on Loveline.
Hello.
Well,
How are
I'm
you?
going to make a note. Swallow air.
Yeah. I know. Actually, Dinty Moore's beef stew does it also.
Oh, it does?
Oh, it sure does.
Okay. Well, I'll be taking tips throughout the evening.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, me and my boyfriend have been dating about a year now, and when we first started dating, we would have sex all the time, and now I don't know, we can't have sex anymore. I don't have it for him anymore. I don't know if it's not for him, but I just can't have sex with him anymore.
What's the matter?
I don't know. It's not that like I'm repulsed or anything. It's just that, you know, when we're starting to get into it, I don't feel like it.
Why?
I don't know. It's like something in me that's just like I just don't want the time to do it.
Hold on, Drew. If this technique works, it could prove to be a very crucial mistake in your career. It really could be. You understand?
Yes.
If I can master this.
Yes, given how much time we spend together, it could be horrible. Don't explode or anything.
I'm trying to swallow as much air as possible. Stop making me talk.
It sounds like you're swallowing mostly saliva.
No, that's just my deviated septum.
All right.
I'm fine.
What's going on in the relationship?
I don't know. We've been doing pretty good for a while there. We were fighting a lot.
Why? What about?
Just petty things.
Like what?
Nothing big. I don't know. Just it got really brutal after a while, and
Sounds
things.
very big.
Huh?
Sounds very
It got
big.
brutal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. We weren't fighting over anything big.
What was making you so irritable at that
I don't know.
point?
I guess just being around him all the time.
Why?
We would see each other like every single day.
So it was sort of intruding.
Yeah.
Is he a real needy, clingy kind of guy?
We were both at the, kind of clingy at first,
Yeah.
and then he was for a long time, and I kind of needed my space.
Yeah.
And, I mean, now it's gotten better, and he's been giving my space, and now it's still like, when we try to have sex, I'm just kind of like...
How long's it been?
It's been a year.
That you've been together, or the year that you've been having this problem?
No, we've been together a year, but...
Wait a minute. Hold on a second, Gina. Yes.
Oh, my God.
Thank you. All righty.
Congratulations.
Uh-oh, Drew. You know, it was funny. I was driving in my car with my girlfriend a couple of nights ago, and I was driving down the street, and I was behind the wheel, and I let a good one go, and I did the cup, hand wave thing where I was lifting it up, and she got disgusted, and she said, do you have to take your hand and flap it up toward your face? And I was real indignant, and I said, what am I supposed to do? You want me to put my head between my legs while I'm driving the damn car?
Oh, no.
Really drove the point home there, I think.
Such maturity.
I'll never outgrow that.
By the way, Gina just congratulated you for hitting pay dirt.
Thank you. This air swallowing thing may be the ticket, Drew.
Please, just temper it, will you? You found out that it worked for you.
Still, that could have just been luck there. That could have been beginner's luck. All right, so Gina, no.
I suspect. Wait.
That's
Put
enough.
No, let me talk to her.
Keep talking. She can hear you.
I need to speak with her.
Oh, you do not.
Gina?
Yeah?
You're not in love with him anymore, are you?
No, I am.
No.
I'm very much in love with him.
Gina.
I am.
No.
Her crotch has fallen out of love, though.
I mean, especially with a woman. I mean, the physical relationship is a very, very keen monitor, or sort of a barometer of what's going on emotionally in the relationship.
Well, here's my take on this thing. From the male standpoint, when the sex starts slowing up and drying up, it usually means the guy is sort of backing out of the relationship or getting some distance in the relationship. You know what I mean?
And when
the guy's pulling away, and when
a woman
women do
it means the guy's doing the same thing.
it's because the guy's
pulling
screwing
away.
up.
Yeah, he's pulling away. He's not available emotionally.
Or he could just be screwing up.
Or it really is not right. I mean, she's talked about this relationship in kind of vague terms. The guy's clingy and he's not available.
All right, Gina.
She's really not getting what she wants out of this relationship, even though the illusion is that of love. I just have to worry about the relationship.
That's just 21. Marcus?
Yes,
You swallowing air?
I'm breathing.
Okay, good.
What's up?
Good, you're 26. What's happening?
Not a whole lot. Just hanging out with my girl.
All right.
Called the line, been waiting on hold for a while, but I'm not complaining about it.
What's going on,
that's
Marcus?
good.
Hey, turn that TV down a little bit, will you?
Marcus?
Yes.
What's going on?
Just girlfriend and I are getting back together.
Yeah?
We're together for about a year.
Right.
Care about her a lot. I cheated on her. I got caught cheating on her.
But let's listen to how that was phrased.
Excuse me?
He got caught, you mean?
Meaning he's cheated more than that time, but he finally got caught.
I didn't necessarily get that from that phraseology, Marcus.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm here to defend you.
I appreciate that.
How did she catch you?
Friend of a friend.
Mm-hmm. You told somebody, they told somebody, and
No.
what?
Told nobody.
Well, how'd the friend know?
I guess from the person I was with.
You had sex with somebody who told somebody who's a friend of a friend.
Correct.
Okay. And how long ago was this?
2 months ago.
And now you're trying to patch things up.
We're back together.
Uh-huh. Have you ever been caught doing anything like this before?
I'm sorry, honey.
See?
She's in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right here.
All right. Put her on. Let me talk to her for a
Hold on
second.
1 second.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey,
Hi.
what's your name?
Karen?
Okay, I'm Alan.
Okay, Alan?
And that's David, Dr. Dave.
No, it's Mark.
What's going on?
His name's Mark.
Okay, all right.
Marcus, full name, don't matter.
Marcus.
Oh, boy. Could you imagine hanging out with these two? All right, why are you taking Marcus back?
Well, I'm pregnant.
With his child?
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise you wouldn't.
Well, he cheated on me, and we went to counseling.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to counseling?
Well, it worked, and then he did it again.
Oh, imagine that.
So I
Well,
guess it didn't work.
well, he didn't actually cheat while he was in the counseling office, did he?
No.
Well, then it was a complete success, wasn't it, Drew?
What kind of stuff came
Hold
up?
on. You two going to counseling. Was this some sort of court-appointed counseling?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Who paid for this?
We both did.
Wow. Because these guys sound like Bonnie and Clyde. calling from some motel room or something, don't they?
Yeah.
I see like Marcus like cleaning his pistol while she's yapping on the phone and rubbing her belly. Bunch of room service spread out all over the place.
What came out of therapy? What kind of stuff came out in the counseling sessions?
Actually, he had been to this therapist before.
Yeah.
Before I knew him, and we went back to her because he was comfortable with her.
Yeah.
And it started out just being for the infidelity.
Yeah.
And then it came out that he was drinking a bit too much.
Yeah.
And she told him that he had, an alcohol problem.
Has he done anything about it?
What's that?
Has he done anything about it?
No.
Hold on a second, Drew. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, it's coming. This is a great technique, Drew.
So glad I enlightened you.
It's going to be a long, long night. What the hell line was Shannon? All right, so this is an interesting dichotomy because he's going to the therapist with her, which I wouldn't have guessed in a million years talking to these two, but he keeps up the behavior that's sending him to the therapist.
Right. That's right.
Right.
And there's an antisocial quality to all this.
Well, I mean, after that, then the therapy stopped because we stopped going.
Yeah, but you understand.
Yeah, he's not going back because that's the whole thing about that couples therapy is you get in there and just take your lumps. I mean, if you were a bad boy on Tuesday and you're heading in on Wednesday, you are screwed.
Does Marcus have any criminal history?
Nothing major.
Okay. It just has this antisocial feel to it. He really doesn't empathize.
I got a little of that fugitive thing going from him.
But it's all about a lack of empathy for his girlfriend, and he just doing whatever the hell he does.
Right.
And because he feels entitled to do it. And, oh, my God, that child.
Oh, boy.
What was the girl's name?
That was Karen.
Karen,
Karen, you have to do what's best for your kid.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
If he's a bad influence, if he's a negative presence, then you go it alone.
Yeah.
But you concentrate on the kid so that then we as a society don't have to concentrate on the kid in about 16 years.
Yeah.
Am I right, Drew?
That's it.
Hi.
Megan. Hey, you're 50. No, you're 17.
You got it.
What's going on?
Well, about 2 months ago, I lost 70 pounds. I used to weigh 190, and now I weigh 123.
Wow.
And I was going to ask Dr. Drew if I had a couple of stretch marks on my stomach and my arms.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to ask those if they go away or if they fade, like after you lose weight.
Yeah, stretch marks do not go away.
Oh, really?
No.
How tall are you?
5'6".
Mm-hmm. Well, how'd you lose all that weight so fast?
I didn't lose it in 2 months. I lost it 2 months ago. But it took me like 7 months to lose it all.
That's still fast for 90 pounds.
Fast.
Well, basically what I did is I cut my diet down to 950 calories a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like low fat, no fat, and I exercised. I just took walks and ran.
Wow, you did it like a normal, sensible human being.
Yeah, I wasn't sticking my finger down my throat.
Were you working with a dietitian?
Amazing.
What's that?
Were you working with a dietitian or anything?
Yeah, I did actually. I went
Yeah.
to my doctor recommended one,
Yeah,
and
great.
she kind of set out a meal plan.
That's perfect.
Wow, it actually worked. Well, hold on. Let me ask Drew something about this whole thing.
Huh.
When I was on that godforsaken cruise ship,
Yeah.
I was running on the like the one treadmill that they had,
Right.
and I was looking at the I'm good for about 10 minutes on those things before the wheels start coming off.
Yeah.
Like one of those old Keystone Cop movies where the car stops and the hood blows off,
Yeah.
the wheels go flying out in 4 directions. That's what happens to me after about a mile on the treadmill. As I start going insane.
Yeah.
It's not the physical part, it's just the monotony. I start staring at my feet and going insane, and then I stare at the clock. In 2 minutes seems like an hour. I really go nuts.
I'm going nuts just hearing you talk about it.
But the point is, Drew,
Yeah.
after running my hairy ass off for 10 minutes, running hard, I look down the thing,
150 calories.
110.
Yeah.
Now, I know that half a muffin lightly buttered is 215.
That's right.
Now, how the hell does that work?
Well,
Please.
there's lots of different theories about it. One is that your metabolism gets sort of turned up.
Someone's got to recalibrate these machines, though. I don't run my ass off for, a third of a bran muffin, for Christ's
The
sake.
way you utilize energy may be changed somewhat.
No.
The kind of energy you utilize may be changed. and
No, but we would all be
20 calories.
700 pounds if that were true. Because you don't run that hard on a treadmill, 4 days a week. You would have to do it 5 times a day, 7 days a week in order for the math to work out.
for it to cause you to lose weight. Well, exercising doesn't really cause you to lose weight.
Oh, please,
Really
Drew.
doesn't.
You should be stripped of your...
Losing weight is decreasing your calorie intake and maintaining your insulin levels at a certain level and whatnot. The book The Zone, I think, is a pretty good rendition of a good theory.
Doing
about that.
exercise doesn't speed up your metabolism?
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah, it does. But if you let's say if you keep eating what you normally and then start exercising, you're probably not going to lose much weight.
Oh, really? Oh, Mike's relieved. He was thinking about exercising last week.
You really got to decrease the calories.
Okay, that's close. So you're saying stay away from the exercise.
But exercising most importantly helps you keep weight off.
Ooh,
once you lose it.
That's interesting.
All
right,
Megan.
where the hell were we?
Megan.
Yeah.
196.
Right.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Megan.
Hello.
Megan. The deal is, if you really want to get these taken care of, you need to talk to a cosmetic or plastic surgeon.
Okay.
There are laser techniques for this. There's surgical techniques, and there are things that can be done.
Listen, women...
But they will not go away.
Women don't like these things. Guys don't mind as much as women. There's two things that the stretch mark stands for guys. On a male, it stands for a guy with large muscles, and on a female, it stands for a woman with large breasts. Neither one the male is opposed to. A guy would like to have some stretch marks on himself and see a few on his lady, too. It's not as unsightly. It's really not unsightly at all.
Well, I don't like them. I have one more question, though, for you guys. No, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, I always, had a bunch of friends, before I lost the weight, But now it seems like I still have the friends, but they, treat me differently. And I had boyfriends before, but now, I haven't been asked out, ever since I lost weight for, 2 or 3 months. And I was just wondering, I've been treated, a lot differently, kind of more negative than positive, around school. And I was wondering, why that might be. Because I haven't, changed, how I dress or my attitude or anything.
All right, a couple of things. A, people despise an achiever. I can't stand when people do things that are really positive for their life. Number 2, people feel comfortable talking to fat people because they're usually so gregarious and open and friendly, and they look like, they're just dying for someone to come up and ask them out on a date, and everyone just feels very comfortable, and they just go do it. You know what I mean? It's the same with ugly people. Like you take somebody and tell them to go speak to a celebrity, and their mouth gets dry, and their teeth start chattering, and some girl came up to me and said on the boat, this little 17-year-old girl, she was real nervous, she goes, "Oh, my God, are you who you think I am?" And I don't think, and then I farted, I don't think she would have done that if she was just talking about someone she went to high school with or something like that. So what you may be dealing with is people, when people lose weight, they get a little attractive, they walk with their head held up, and they walk with their shoulders pulled back a little, and they feel a little better, and they walk a little prouder, and then people get intimidated.
Well, the friends she formed were the friends she formed when she was that person. She changed.
Okay. All right, Drew.
Yeah.
I'm going to swallow more air.
Oh, beautiful.
You swallow your pride.
I did that many years ago here on this show.
Good. And we'll be back.
All of my most sensitive areas.
Hi, this is Tori Amos, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey. All right, then. I miss Tori Amos. Where's Tori Amos? You don't know.
What do I know?
All right. I like her. Get her back on again. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. That is Dr. Drew, and I'm Ace Roccola.
All right, stop that. Please.
That is my new radio handle.
No, come on, I hate that. Come on.
Yeah, swallow
Stop
some more air.
Oh, my God.
All right, so, Drew.
Yeah.
We're taking pictures for the TV show on Saturday.
Saturday?
Yes, and we must have a look at the final cut this time.
Oh, yeah.
Because they use these pictures that they took during the TV show or for the TV show for all these magazine articles and newspaper articles and whatnot. And everyone looks at me and says, "Hey, what's wrong with your eye?"
Yeah.
And everyone looks at Drew and goes, "Oh man, what do you have, scurvy? Is he wearing a brace?" So I could only imagine what the other pictures must have looked like.
Yeah.
I mean, you must have. Were you holding the middle finger up through 3 rolls of film?
I don't know.
Do you think you had like a booger hanging out?
I thought I'd seen some of the pictures, and they were pretty good, actually. I don't know. I can't imagine why they picked that one.
I can't imagine for the life of me. I will take that mystery to the grave. That will, I'll be like Ponce de Leon looking for the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
I can't for the life of me figure out why they picked a picture that makes you look sickly and makes me look like a raccoon.
Thankfully, nobody saw the big budget fireworks show.
Oh, really?
You know?
All right, so here's...
You know what I'm talking about, right? The bomber jacket and...
Yeah, where you're holding the giant gag phone?
Right. Right.
All right, so this year, we insist on looking at them.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Then it'll be no one's fault but our own. Gwen, you're 39.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Okay, I've been dating this gentleman for the past 6 months, and we've been intimate, and through the course, when I had first met him, he told me he was previously married, divorced, he has a 4-year-old son, and I'm in the middle of getting divorced. I've been separated for 2 years, and...
How long is he out of his divorce?
Pardon? How long has he's been at? I think since his son's been 6 months old, and his son is 4.
Right.
His son is 4 years old.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he told me when I had first met him, he's like, well, he doesn't want to cross the border, so to speak, to be intimate with anybody. So we've gone out like 3 or 4 dates, and then finally one day I had him over by my house. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, well, we'll just be friends, whatever. Well, I rented a movie. And me, on the other hand, if I like someone, I guess this is where my values lie. If I thought, well, seems pretty cool, I like to get to know I allowed him to become intimate with me. And so from that point on, we were over the past 6 months. But then as the time went on, he was kind of like pulling away again, and I don't know if I was confusing him or getting him cold feet. And then I want to point out he's also 35 years old.
How long were you married for?
I was married for 8.
8 years?
But I've known my ex for 18 years old.
Was he your only relationship?
No, I dated other guys prior.
But your relationship, in terms of a real close relationship?
Yeah.
That was the only one?
Right.
Well, what kind of vibe are you getting, Drew?
Well, just that...
Besides the boring vibe.
Just that this is the way relationships go. People get intimate and then things don't work out. Somebody starts pulling back. And
you want to know why she's confused by this?
What's so confusing? This is how human relations go. This is just it. What's confusing always for women is, how can he be intimate with me and not be in love with me? He continues to have sex with me, so there must be some feelings there. And don't confuse that. Men can have no feelings. Mm-hmm. In fact, anti-feelings, typically.
The sex is oftentimes better when you have no feelings.
That's right. And don't confuse the physical with the emotional. If he's pulling back, it's because it's whatever it's causing you. He's pulling back. He's not up for a relationship. He's just out of a divorce. He's got a 4-year-old. It's not you. What a million reasons why people begin to sort of fall out of infatuation or whatever level of involvement
they have
with the relationship.
Here's my lesson for the night. Let's make it the year. I don't feel like giving out anymore after this.
Better calls?
Shut up. My tip is only have relationships with people that want to have a relationship.
No, but
otherwise you're screwed.
Yeah, that's right. If you force somebody into a relationship, you're asking for trouble.
Listen, sometimes the answer is no, and they may give you a whole host of excuses, and you may not be able to figure it out. And there's all that stuff. People call us all the time. Oh, geez, he brought me flowers, and he told me I was beautiful, and then we had sex, and now he's not calling, and they can't figure out what's going on. But here's the point. You don't have to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
the phone ain't ringing. Yeah. That's what's going on.
What's going on? He's not available.
I went to this job interview. The guy said I was perfect. He laughed. He smiled. He shook my hand, but he didn't hire me.
But it's almost
what's going on, Drew?
If you could just figure it out, you'd be able to resolve it. And if I could figure out why he's pulling back, I could get him back.
Right.
No, you can't.
Nope. Either they're there or they're not. There's no tricking them. Caroline.
Hi.
Although oral sex is a good place to start if you do want to resort to trickery. Am I right, Drew? Thank you. Caroline, you're 14.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you had to be exposed to that joke.
Well, my parents are going through a divorce right now, and my mom is acting kind of like I don't exist right now, like I'm not having problems with them. having a divorce, and like I'm not hurting from it, and I'm trying.
Have you told her that you are?
I've tried to, but I'm not very comfortable being. I mean, we've never really talked about our feelings a whole lot in my family, and I really need to talk to her right now, and I don't feel comfortable.
So the problem is you don't know how to reach her, how to talk to her. What do you think she'd do if you brought it up?
I'm not sure, because she's acting like she's the only one who's having a problem now.
Mm-hmm. Where is she now?
In the other room.
Uh-huh. Well, let's talk to her.
No.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a breakthrough. Or she'll break a lamp over your head. Something's going to break. I promise you that.
I suspect if she is marching around giving you the feeling that your feelings don't exist in a situation like this, I suspect that's sort of the posture she's had most of your life.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so
you don't just turn into a bad parent 14 years upstream.
Well, you can. I mean, people sometimes kick into a denial mode where they don't want to acknowledge what they're doing to their kids.
Yeah, but if you've been good from the word go, you'll probably be good at 14.
But you wouldn't have a kid calling and saying, I want to talk, but I can't get to her. I can't reach her. It's too scary. I mean, I know what I'm going to trigger. Because it's a long history of stuff there.
She's always been like this, and she's...
Oh, okay. Well, and what are you calling about then?
Well,
I mean,
well, now she needs to... Now it's not
I know,
working.
but...
Well, I've never really needed to talk as much as...
How about your dad?
I don't feel... I'm not getting along with him at all.
How about your dad's new girlfriend?
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Does he have a new girlfriend yet? Yeah.
Definitely not.
Listen, he's got to sleep with that woman that's not talking to you. Believe me, he's no dummy.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, but they're kind of... My two older brothers have moved out, and I have, like, a younger brother, but he's 10 years old. I'm not going to talk to him.
Is there either of the older ones that you could...
Well, no, they both live out of the state.
But could you at least talk to about how you're feeling?
Yeah, she needs her friends on this one.
No, I don't really... I mean, my friends don't understand.
She wants her mom.
Superficial.
I know, but her mom is not belling up
Yeah,
to the
but we
bar.
don't know how bad the mom is.
All right, here's what you tell your mom. You say, Mom, I know we haven't been as tight as...
and already she can't do it.
They can't?
The problem is she cannot step forward as a separate person and ask to be counted, because that's overwhelming to Mom.
True, I was going headlong into a very inspirational speech.
Yeah, but what's that?
She doesn't want to understand that.
Yeah, see, to already
feelings
say, Mom, I know we haven't... no, that you're already wrong. It's got to be more in the order of... Mom, I see you're having a tough time. You got to give to her first before she'll begin even to.
Well, I mean, she's been talking to me, but it doesn't work the other way.
What happens when you say, "Boy, I understand that. I feel that way
Change
too."
the subject, or try and make it about her.
Then that's fine. Let it go, but keep trying to bring it back and keep bringing it back.
I have, and she doesn't want to. I mean, I don't know if I should bring it.
Maybe she doesn't have the capacity for it. It's possible.
I don't think her... I think the soil's barren over at Mom's farm. And I think what you got to do is start hanging out with your friends and write Mom off for a year. She's going through a hellish, Well,
I mean, they've been planning to get divorced for a year and a half now, and this has been going on for a long time, and I feel more like I'm the parent.
Right.
And that's the problem here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She won't talk to her. I mean, Mom won't talk. What if she writes Mom a letter? What if she puts her feelings down and, don't send it to the house, but go ahead and slide it under the door.
I think our advice to Carolla needs to be more on the order of what we give people who are at a crisis, and we don't want them to screw things up. Because this is a perfect opportunity for her to begin acting out and to stop developing and to do all kinds of things to herself because of the abandonment of her parents and the reversal of roles where this poor Carolla has been parentalized.
Time for some piercing and some sex.
That's right. And So you're right. One of the ways to do it is, Carolla sounds like a pretty decently developed person. I mean, it's hard to assess that kind of thing in these short
but I think we can.
But
certainly we can.
I appreciate your confidence. That's nice. But you're right that for her to stay connected in genuine relationships is really what's going to get her through this. To the extent that she has the capacity to choose quality people and can make connections, stay connected with them, she needs to rely on that wholesale right now, and hopefully that'll get her through. I'm presuming that she's...
All right, I'm swallowing air. All right, we got to go to break, but I think I got something right before we go in. All right, you ready? Let's see if I can send us out a little something.
Meanwhile, as the faceless evil closes in on the hapless sleeping populace across town in a shanty one-bedroom, an old woman feeds her parakeet.
Come on, Chirpy, have some cheese. You love cheese. Since when are you afraid of cheese?
Loveline will be right back.
Loveline
On the world-famous K-Rock.
Yeah, all right there, Mike. You're right on top of it tonight. Hey, phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. Somebody faxed in a bunch of stuff to help me with my farting crusade, although I think Drew's tip so far has been golden, or brown at least. Boy, it's really worked. Got one off right before break, another one during the break. Drew has sat here dutifully the whole time, although producer Ann busted in here and just about vomited on the console a few minutes ago. All right, swallowing air. Okay, I got plenty. I'm really researching this. You know, I don't take a challenge lying down.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of guy who shows up and just throws, I was going to say caution to the wind, but wind to the wind. I'm going to show up prepared, like a fighter entering the ring. You know, the preparation. This is like the road work. All right. We ready to go here, Drew?
Sure.
Yeah. Heather.
Yeah.
You're 24.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Well, I'm concerned, I suppose, about my tendency to be codependent, leaning towards my past history and everything. But
Were your parents an addict or alcoholic?
my father was, but my mom joined the Army and went to Korea and came back and took us away from him.
Uh-huh.
But then when I was 6 years old, everything went yucky.
But the question is how to behave in a way that is not falling back upon those old patterns that were...
Well, see, that's my ultimate goal, is to not fall upon them.
Who
There's
you
like no
were,
relationships.
Who you were in this familial pattern. Right? And one of the ways is to try to develop yourself differently. Develop yourself with friends. Take chances with different kinds of people. And develop yourself in your professionally, or whatever it is.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah. And then maybe you'll slowly make choices that are outside of that old pattern. It's scary. It's sort of outside of the old patterns for the codependent is abandonment and nothingness and all kinds of scary feelings.
And then you start getting into the depression, or say perhaps the
That's right. And
bulimia or anorexia that you dealt with because you used that to escape what it was that you were in.
What's going on in the background there, Heather?
You mean in the background of my house? That's my raven. I have a set of twins.
How old are they?
What was that whole?
11 months.
I didn't. What was that whole exchange?
The background is my baby plane.
All right, hold on a second. Here's let me try to do a Loveline reenactment. Hey Heather, what's that sound and what's going on in the background?
That's my raisin.
In the background?
Mm.
Oh, that's my raisin. They're my 7-year-old twin. That basically is what the thing sounded like to me. Didn't it sound like Raven? Hey, Lenore. Heather.
Pisha. Anyhow, it was a raven, yes indeed, and 11 months twin. One of the two. The other is asleep.
Okay, so you have a raven.
A raven.
A crow. You have a pet crow?
No, that's what I named her.
Well, you named your kid Raven.
Indeed.
Oh, that's my raven and my... holy Christ. Okay, what's the... one's Raven. What's the other kid's name?
Naya, it is Naya.
Naya.
It has 3 different meanings in Sanskrit Indian dialect.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm sure that'll be abundantly obvious to all the kids that are beating the crap out of her on the schoolyard making fun of her name.
I don't think Naya's a bad name. I knew somebody named Naya.
No, it's a pretty good name. But, here's what I generally oppose in this society. Everybody trying to carve out a personality for their infant before their infant has a personality by dubbing them something. Oh,
what
that's...
does that have to do with my question?
And everyone's got they always give you the middle name, too. When you ask what the name of the kid is, they go, that's Crystal, Rain Lamar. And I always feel like going, just tell me the first name. I know the last name, and I don't care about the middle name. Although I don't have a middle name, so I think sometimes that just could be sour grapes on my part. All right, so anyway, Heather, you have twins.
Yes.
All right, so you got to do this all in very small doses, not so much that you trigger a severe depression or a relapse of your eating disorder.
Indeed.
You have to make systematic and slow moves away from these old patterns. I mean, your sense of yourself is obviously grown out of a very traumatic past. And it's going to make it difficult for you to contain some very unpleasant feelings as they begin to resurface. It's also very difficult for you not to fall into and remain in those old safe patterns where you've defined yourself and who you are.
Where's Papa?
Of the girls? Probably in another rehab.
Oh, Papa John from the Mamas and the Papas. He's in rehab?
Probably, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's easier than paying child support to go into rehab repeatedly. You know, you don't have to pay it there.
What about treatment for you?
That's actually something that what I'm asking about is what do you do when you're codependent and you repeatedly keep getting into codependent relationships, even though you're not looking for them? What do you do for yourself?
Well,
you're not looking for them.
There's a whole giant 12-step organization designed to help people deal with exactly that. Al-Anon, CODA, go to Al-Anon. Get a sponsor, work the steps. And if not that, get some individual therapy. It's the kind of thing that will respond to years with the same therapist, years of individual work.
Yeah. See, here's what I'm going to do, Drew, when I take over. I'm going to take all these parking enforcement guys, and I'm going to train them in family counseling because they're so prevalent.
Parking enforcement?
Oh, yeah. I'm convinced the day will be upon us very soon that you just get your own parking guy assigned to you. And he's out, drinking a cup of coffee from a thermos.
Just watching you.
He's just parked out in your driveway at night or on the curb, and then you come out about 8 in the morning. Hey, Drew. Hey, Larry. How are you? There we go. Get behind me now. Where are you stopping? Well, I'd rather not say. I'm running late.
Something happened to you?
Just get in. No, every time I drive around, I just see more and more of these parking vermin around.
Collect money for the city.
Well, here's what I think we ought to do. This is under my new, when I take control. I will train these people in counseling. I will leave them in their cars, but they will just drive around, going to people's houses, pulling people over and counseling them. There'll be mass counseling. And then we will save billions. Now, at first, it's going to cost a little something because
you have to train all these people.
We have to train the people, and it's not as though it's going to generate revenue. But what it's going to do is not generate anti-revenue.
Take away cost.
Yeah. See, the government doesn't understand that. The government understands generating revenue, such as giving chicken-ass tickets for jaywalking and parking in front of one's own garage and things like that. Which
you got that?
Oh, yeah. You may buy a house, but you don't own it. Certainly not. The point is they'd rather have their $25 that way, but spend several $100,000 on a couple of fatherless children who are going in and out of the penal system.
Yeah, or maybe a few million on some long-term penal.
That's right. Penal. You said long and penal.
Okay, right.
I would take this and go for the long haul. Train the parking enforcement guys. We'll take a hit for a couple of years, but then when the country gets on its feet psychologically, we'll close down the prisons and start laying off cops. That is the Shangri-La I have planned for all of you, my lovelies. Oh, hey, if you smack something hard enough, like this phone bank, it actually works. That's great. Shelley.
Hello?
You're 33.
Yes.
It's always weird when I think, man, is this person old? And then I go, wait a minute, I'm 33. Yeah, all right. What's going on?
Well, let me shut the door.
Okay. All right, let me just put you on hold there forever. Please. People, don't call up if you have a list of things to do when we pick up and talk to you. Let me close the door. Let me turn the radio down. Let me go get my cousin from the next room. These are all things that need to be taken care of well in advance of us speaking to you on the air. So we'll just go ahead and put Shelley on hold for a few more minutes. We'll go to our traditional break, and we'll come back, and I'll chastise her more.
The voices are trying to throw me.
Fine. Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, just reading more gas facts here. Apparently, air is the main culprit.
One, and methane-producing bacteria.
Yeah, but it says here, according to Gas Digest, there prevented hundreds. Let's see. Yeah. There are two main factors for gas: swallowed air and gas created by undigested foods, especially those high in carbohydrates that are fermented by hundreds of thousands of normal bacteria that live in the colon.
That produce methane.
The colon and your large intestine are the same thing?
Yeah.
Well, you live and learn. Air, which accounts for an estimated 70%. I can only imagine who the guy who has to come up with the 70% number. You know what I'm talking about?
Well,
how the hell do you define that?
I think you have people, or animals or people, swallow tagged air, like isotope air.
All right, hold on
And
a
then you
second.
take
Hold
it.
on. We're going to get into how you tag air in a moment. We got to go to our little 10-second break.
I'm just
and then-
guessing. That's how they do it. I mean, you can.
All right,
tag
but
air.
I don't even know what isotope air is, so...
Radioactive.
Would you shut up, please? Really? Okay. We'll be back in 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
station. KROQ-FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
The world famous K-Rock.
Hey, it's Fartline. I'm Adam Carolla. I'm Ace Rockola, and that is Dr. Drew. Now, phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. So, Drew.
Yeah.
How do you...
I'm just guessing. I've never done this
Isotope
research.
air is radioactively charged air.
Yeah, something you could follow. You could,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't know if that exists. I'm just I know how those kinds of studies are done. I'm just guessing maybe that's how they do it.
So you're saying you're not aware of any study which
I've
can
not read any study.
monitor the volume of gas or air that you take in and the amount that you that passes
I
through you?
imagine they must have something that's measurable going in, and they measure it going out. And the kinds of things, studies that are done when people are doing that sort of thing, you usually have to do
Right.
radioactive
Because
isotopes.
otherwise, any guess is just a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Drew.
Where's the drum roll, please?
Thank you. Day late and a dollar short. Duly, everyone. Eric, you're 32.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Actually, I want to get an opinion from probably Dr. Drew about my girlfriend. She is in prison now for murder, and I used to be her boyfriend a long time ago, like 10 years ago. And then when I found out she got involved with this, I just got involved with her again. Anyway, she went...
What? Say that again? What you got?
When I found out she was in jail for murder,
You got involved with her again?
I got in touch with her again.
I see.
And
It was funny. You thought he was heading a certain direction.
It sounded like you said it was because she got
Well,
involved.
we were
with-
together years ago, but when I found out about the murder thing,
Then I got involved.
that's when things really heated up.
Right.
well, when we broke up, we went together for like 4 years when I was younger.
Mhm.
And then we broke up, and she really didn't want to have anything to do with me. And then when I found out she was in jail, I contacted her again. And I guess being in jail, you probably want somebody that you can talk to. So anyway,
Yeah, you get less choosy when you're incarcerated.
I'm sure that's...
It works that way with sexual partners, food, just about everything, recreation. That way when you're on a boat, too,
really?
I've recently learned. Yeah, yeah.
You pay money for that, though.
Well, that's the irony. All right, so who did she kill?
She killed she says former boyfriend, but their side said that she was just like a plaything for him. It was an older rich guy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
And what did he do? What did he...
what did he do?
No, I don't mean for a living, but I mean, what did he do to her? Did he dump her?
I think she, he just was done with her, and she didn't want to accept that, I guess,
How did she kill him?
with a gun.
Sort of a classic story.
Yeah.
Did she just walked up and shot him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
In his house, yeah.
did she have any plan?
You know what? I really don't think she did.
No. Women are very easy to catch, women murders. Thank God. Well, actually, I shouldn't say thank God. I wish they did more murdering, women, and men did less. Not that there was more murdering in general, but
People catch 'em all.
women would toe the line a little more of that, because they're real easy to catch.
Yeah,
Just go
she was-
find the wife.
She was easy to catch.
Yeah, because it's such a thing of passion. They're not diabolical like guys, insurance fraud and all that.
Right. They found her
You
with
cheating son of a bitch. They go in there and shoot him, and then the cops come over and they go, I'm glad he's dead. Not real hard to convict those types.
Yeah.
All right, so how long is she in for?
19 to life.
Yeah, she'll probably get out earlier.
Maybe.
Does she have any other priors?
No.
What's your question?
Anyway, Dr. Drew, when I knew her, we went to school together, to college together, and she was like a really bright girl, and she was a pretty, left wing. She was against any kind of female exploitation, stuff like that.
Probably against the death penalty, too.
Probably at the time. And then after, this all happened, I found that she met this guy while she was in a strip club. She worked at a strip club.
Hold on. I got something coming on here.
And anyway, I'm wondering if she was molested as a child. She says she doesn't think so.
Well, something horrible happened to her.
I know that, and that's what I want to know.
Something horrible happened to her.
Right. But she denies it. She's like, well.
All right, well, okay, Eric, hold on. Let's talk about you for a
She's
second.
a murderer, okay? Somebody who has a capacity for murder, and she's a sociopath.
She's You're saying she's a sociopath?
I mean, that's
It's a good thing Eric's not gay. He'd be dating one of the Menendez brothers now.
That's right.
No.
Please.
I visit her in prison, and I see all these girls with these older boyfriends, and there must be like a weird network out there of these guys who go with these girls, but I'm not like that. I knew her when she was a normal person, and I've always.
Listen, I used to clean carpets with Everlasting, the guy from New York who ended up going into some bar and shooting some guy. But you know what? I severed the relationship once he got put in prison for life. I didn't go visit Everlasting. I didn't go hang out and smoke a doobie with Everlasting or bake a cake and put a file in it for Everlasting. You know what I mean? Well, who's Eric kidding? He's not one of those guys. He went out with someone 10 years ago, found out she got sent up the river for murder. Now he's going over there and visiting her and hanging out with her and corresponding with her, but he's not one of those guys. This is 10 years ago. Sure, can you even remember who you're going out with 10 years ago? I mean, I wouldn't recognize a girl I went out with 10 years ago, and if I did, it'd just be, hey, well, what's going on over there? And then I'd just keep walking.
And certainly if it was someone that, whose life really broke down.
Yeah, if someone who's in prison. Yeah. Not much chance of sex. Please, I know what you're thinking, Drew. All right, so here's my point, Eric.
What's up with Eric?
What's up with Eric that he's trying to figure out whether she was molested or not? Look, whether something was horribly wrong with her life or something was horribly done to her that caused her to do this, or whether she just has a little bit of a chemical imbalance or what have you, is moot. That's not the point. The point is you're hanging out in prison at 32 and visiting her. Eric?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so you heard all that.
Yeah.
So find yourself a girlfriend.
A quick question. Do you know her parents at all?
Yes, can I explain? When she was my first girlfriend. I mean, not my first. Yeah, she was my first long-term relationship. And we went out for like 4 years. So it wasn't just like, somebody I dated.
All right.
This was a long-term relationship at the time, At 19...
All right, but do you currently have a relationship?
Well, embarrassing to say after listening to you, I would say, yeah, she's my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. But you're not...
Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing at that. Drew let another fart go.
Oh, I didn't.
Hey, he who denies it supplies it. Come on, Drew.
Eric,
all right, this is your girlfriend.
Wait. You knew the parents?
Yes, I do know the parents.
And what were they like?
Well, they had some problems. She's half Mexican. Her mom is very, very Mexican. And her dad cheated on her mom, and her mom tried suicide once or twice. And
all right.
Yeah, I realized...
And what was Dad like?
What was Dad like?
What was Dad like?
Well, I know him now, and he seems like a reasonable guy,
What does he do for a living?
He worked as an engineer at Ford, I think, over in Europe.
All right. Please, Drew, where are you heading with this?
I wonder if he's a sociopath. And first-degree relatives of sociopaths are likely to be sociopaths. That's very common.
Listen, Eric made a mistake in high school, dated this girl for 4 years. Now, 10 years later, he's going to date someone who's not eligible to get out of prison for at least 7, 8 years. Now, I don't care how Eric rationalizes it. Listen, all right, maybe this is someone you're close with. So you correspond with them. You write them a letter or two. But you move on with your life. You don't start a relationship. I mean, talk about denial.
Yeah, huge denial.
I mean, talk about the inability to achieve intimacy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dating someone who's incarcerated.
A murderer.
Yeah. I mean, guys do this all the time. They and women do this too. They date people who are married. They date people who are 40 years older than they are. They date people who they know you can't have a long-term intimate relationship with. But this is the ultimate. Actually, it's not. It's dating someone who a corpse. That's the ultimate. This is the next. Dating someone who's incarcerated for life. Now, if they get married, do they get to have sex?
I think so.
They do? Kind of weird. You know, we go like, when we lock someone up for life, we go, this person is, it's human excrement. They're vermin. They don't, oh, wait a minute, he's horny. Hold on. This guy get laid. I understand that. And he's got to have this and he's got to have that. But other than that, he's vermin. Vermin, I tell you. Oh, you want to get laid again? Yeah, okay. Do you need a phone? No. The phone? All right. Oh, you want to make a phone call after you get laid? Okay. Now, what is that? Look, are you vermin or not? If you're vermin, let's just lock you up and treat you like vermin. Wait, do you take like rats out of your cellar and put them together for conjugal visits? Please. Got to decide whether people are vermin or not. If not, you might as well let the guy go. There's people probably getting laid in prison much more than I am.
I'm sure.
I know more than you. Shelley.
Yeah.
All right. And tell your wife not to call in. She has to call in whenever I make a comment like that. There they are?
Just
because you're not there.
Hello?
Shelley, you're 33.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah, you're the one who had to shut the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything good in the house?
I guess.
Okay, what's going on?
My husband's going through midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more.
Can he buy a car?
What?
Is he buying a car?
No. He's gone off the deep end of life.
What's he doing?
He thinks I'm having an affair with anything and everybody that walks.
What led him to that point?
What?
What led him to this point?
I have no idea.
Out of the blue one?
He's
depressed.
Started banging a secretary.
He's in a bad mood. He's a truck driver. I'm a secretary. I don't do any work.
He's a truck driver?
He's a truck driver.
Does he
Secretaries just sit on the bus.
Does he drive a lot of overnight stuff?
No. Local.
Local.
So he's gone just during normal working hours?
Mm-hmm.
Has he had an alcohol history at all?
Funny you should mention that.
He's on speed right now.
What?
This is speed. This is speed does this to people. Guarantee.
No.
You. I guarantee you.
He's got I think, a bit of an alcohol problem.
All right, but alcohol's part of it. But all this paranoia and stuff, that's speed. You watch, you'll find out. Alcohol could do this, but truck drivers have a very deep network of availability for amphetamines. I've treated 1 million truck drivers.
Thank goodness.
And but they do DOT drug testing.
Hold on, there's a truck driver's paging Drew right now wanting to score.
And it's very easy to get around all that testing if you know what you're doing.
It is. Yeah. How old is he?
36.
Yeah. He's not really in the midlife crisis yet.
Driving me out the door.
People on speed develop these very intense paranoias directed at people close to them. And they often are very violent and aggressive and labile. And this just sounds like speed. It may all be alcoholism. It could be. And it could be some other stuff he's doing. Who knows? But I'll play the odds. I'm going to say if you haven't thought of that, think of that. Because that is a typical story of amphetamine dependency.
All right. So she should tell him, I am not cheating, but if your insistence that
by
I
the
am
way,
is...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What was
I wasn't even listening to you, obviously.
Please, work on that.
Come from love, will you?
My friend? Stop, Wayne. Go back.
Here's the point. If this urine screening is so effective, why haven't they picked up the fact that he's drinking all the time?
I didn't think
it's just as easy to get... Oh, yes, that's green. It's just as easy to get around...
All right, but they don't care if you're drinking all the time and driving a truck.
Yes.
Oh, alcohol's so benign, Drew.
Please, but that's what they're testing for. They're testing for substance use. And if you can get away with not being detected with alcohol, you could just as easily, perhaps more easily, get away without being detected for speed.
I don't think he's getting away. I don't think they're checking for it or they care because it's legal. You understand? One of the things that's wrong with our society, by the way. Bill.
Hey.
Hey.
I got one question for Drew and a little advice for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was a long time ago, but okay, first question is, I was at some guy's house, and he's a junkie. He's a heroin fiend. I mean, he had his whole supply there, and he was shooting up right in front of me. And he had 2 vials, or like cups. One was filled with water, one was filled with bleach. He would take his needles out, and he would clean them out. He would suck up the bleach, and then he would flush it out, and keep doing this like 20 times, and then he would put the needle in the water.
What's your question?
Oh, the question is, he told me that that the bleach would kill anything, even AIDS.
It tends to. It's not a great way, but it can do that.
That seems like so bizarre because like.
I mean, obviously this is not a sterile thing he's doing. Then he put it in tap water after you've had.
Well, maybe he's putting an Evian or something.
Right.
You know, a friend of mine had like about 8, maybe it was 10 years ago now. He was a guy I knew. He wasn't. I mean, I knew him for a long time, but I didn't really hang with him too much. He was a junkie, and some other sort of kid who wasn't really a junkie came over to his house once, and they were shooting up, and the kid died. And this friend of mine, he hid the kid like in his closet because he freaked out.
Are you kidding?
No. And then, like,
it's chilling still.
We're going to go, bury him somewhere or something.
Oh, my God.
And he confided in one of his friends, and that guy ratted him out. And
ratted him out?
Well, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, my God.
The point is then he got arrested and put in jail. I think he's out now. It wasn't in that long. It was like 3 years or something.
It's nice. Yeah, those great stories.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
No, hey, listen, the guy was, I mean, if I saw him, he'd go, hey, Adam, how you doing? But I didn't, hang out a ton with the guy.
It's amazing how deadly. Look, we just lost Chris Farley, and this stuff is deadly.
What was he doing?
Speed and morphine. Or cocaine and morphine, I think it was.
Cocaine and morphine?
Yeah. But I was talking, I had a patient tonight.
Well, hold on, Ann wants to know. It's, morphine is like the first of all those altering drugs. I mean, that's the stuff people have been doing for the longest time, right?
Yeah, it's the original. God's own medicine, as Sir William Oslo used to call it.
Very addictive, right?
Yeah, profoundly.
Well, how do you, what form do you take the morphine in?
Now there's all kinds of ways. It's intravenously for the most part, but there are various kinds of pills and patches and things now.
So was he doing
he was shooting it,
almost like a speedball?
Yeah, it's a speedball, basically.
Yeah.
Without the heroin.
My other friend did a speedball and his heart stopped.
Yeah.
Woke him right up. Got that big jab of adrenaline, like in Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
Listen.
They haven't done that in years.
Listen. He was on his floor. His heart had stopped. He was lying there, breathless. Paramedics came and gave him...
Adrenaline. Yeah, a huge intravenous dose, but not intracardiac.
Well, I don't know where they jabbed him with it. They jabbed him, and he said he popped up onto his feet and was standing there. He went from heart not beating to pow, right on his feet.
It's bizarre.
Isn't life weird? And I've just talked to him for a half hour tonight because he's getting married, and he's talking to me about where I got to rent a tuxedo, and I'm telling him I got one, and he doesn't trust me. You better not. I've seen your tuxedo, blah, blah, blah. The guy was dead on the floor.
He's in recovery now.
Oh, yes.
Well into it. What was I talking about?
I have no idea.
Wait,
have
a
a point.
Where were we?
I don't know.
Oh, I was talking to a patient tonight, and he was shooting Valium, heroin, and cocaine, all kinds of stuff. And I was saying, look, these people die. No, I've shot so much stuff, I'd be dead already. I'm all kinds of denial and crazy thinking. People who are doing drugs don't believe they're going to die. They will not even touch on that possibility.
Well, especially
and then they die
when you start mixing them up, like the speedball. Yeah. So, Bill.
Hey.
All right, so we cleaned it with bleach. Fine.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay, well, I had some advice for you. You said you had problems with your garbage men.
Yeah.
I figured this out. I've studied, and I think I've figured this out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when they drive by your house, they have the name of the company on the side, right?
No.
They don't?
No, this is a city-wide thing. This is not a private collection.
It should be right in the phone book, right? You should look them up, or whoever gives your sewer bill or whatever.
City of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you call them up, okay, after they picked up your trash already that morning.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do is you hurry up, fill up your can again, and then say, hey, your guys are idiots. They forgot to pick up my can. Could you have them come down and pick it up? This stuff smells.
You know what they would say?
What would they say?
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
They will absolutely not come back.
F you. We just radioed the truck. He said he just went down that street and picked up every can.
There's no way
Are you
on
kidding?
earth that they would come back around.
And here's my point. Why do I got to run around like some sort of Soviet spy involved with some bizarre garbage espionage ring? Just pick up the goddamn garbage, you idiots. That's what I pay all this money for. My whole point is I don't want to run around and, restuff the can now. Like, have a bunch of guys in camouflage makeup come out of the hedge now. Okay, synchronized watches. Let's lock and load, fellas. Let's roll. And I'm up on the horn, yelling at the guys while these guys, let's move. Just pick up whatever thing I put in a bag out there. Could you please do that much? I swear to God. This garbage man got too much pride in this city. I don't think that's... In New York, they just throw everything on the curb. You ever go out to a Chinatown or Little Italy?
There's stuff piled up,
Oh, just fish heads and corpses and, parts of
I was in New York once years ago.
Huge piles of produce every day. They just throw it right out on the street like they're shoveling snow.
When there was some sort of a strike, and you see what they're putting on the curb because it just accumulates.
Steve.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like you could start a compost garden in the front of one of these Chinese restaurants in about 2 days, and then the rain hits. Steve, you're 23.
Yeah.
What's going on there, homie?
I just had a question. My girlfriend, when I have sex with her, I'm only able to have like one orgasm, and that's it. I mean, it's over.
Good.
I could go hours, and I still.
Fine.
Is that a psychological thing or more physical?
That's join the club kind of thing. Please. It's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but let's see, you're 20.
Doesn't seem normal. I mean.
Oh, you're 23.
That's normal.
23, I think I could have still pulled that off.
A couple of them?
Yeah.
How often?
Now I get the calf cramp.
How often are you doing this?
Huh?
How often are you with your girlfriend?
Well, every night.
Okay.
Every night?
Wait a couple nights, and
Yeah.
you'll be more than one.
I mean, I've done that too. I've gone, even a month. It just seems like, I don't know. It just doesn't happen.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's just say you had sex with your girlfriend and it lasted a half hour. How long then would it take for you to have sex again with her successfully?
The next night.
So it would have to be a full 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, pretty much.
You couldn't go to bed that night and the next day about noon have sex again.
Well, it's a possibility, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if I stop thinking about it.
Can you not achieve an erection in an hour later?
No, not even that.
Oh, really?
And it's not just her. It's been like
All right.
that.
Well, that's God telling you to watch TV. That's all. That's fine.
You're still able to do it every night.
Believe me. Yeah, but see, here's my only worry about Steve. There's a big drop-off at some point in life. I don't know when it is. I couldn't tell you when it was. I didn't hear any thud or anything. But
it happened. Huh?
It happens. Yeah. Yeah. Although, my mind is still that of a teenager.
Right.
I think to myself, oh, yeah, tonight's the night, man. I may go for 5. And 10 minutes later, it's like, okay. All right, let's see. Where are those tools? I got to go work on something down in the garage. Get my thoughts together, start yelling at the garbage man. I don't know when that drops off. Engineer Mike, you know what I'm talking about? Remember when you were 19 and you could just keep peeling them off? Remember that? You remember those days?
I wasn't working yet. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Back then?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
just laying around watching cartoons, I think.
But you can't do that now, right?
I haven't tried it in a while.
Right.
I need a lot of lotion.
Jeez.
I like, by the way, that Engineer Mike equates everything to masturbation. I like that. Because I was really just talking about, sexual encounter. But he
That's
had
what I meant.
He had to, oh, really? He had to put it in a context his penis could understand. All right. We'll go to break. We'll come back. We'll see if Drew and I can talk about more things that don't involve the show.
Man. What a body.
Loveline will be right back with more innuendo.
When they gave their name.
Oh.
Where we used to do that once in a while, guess the band.
Right.
Nah, I wouldn't have guessed Squirrel Nut Zippers. Hey, Jeremy McGrath, Supercross Superstar will be in here. It's the gut-busting sport of warriors.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, because the big stadium race is coming up.
Okay.
They used to have that at the Coliseum. Is it still at the Coliseum?
Yeah, it's at the Coliseum.
They go through the turnstile and then down the big ski ramp jump at the bottom
Looks
there.
pretty cool.
Oh, that stuff's
when they
great.
shoot through those arches.
Yeah, I always think someone's going to smack into that thing like Sonny Bono or something.
Oh, boy.
I mean, they always go right through these big cement. They go up a hill.
Yeah.
They actually go, like, from the field of the Coliseum where you'd be playing. They go up, like, through the end zone. And then they just somehow, like, take dirt and put it over the seats or something. And they go right up to the top of the stadium and almost out of the stadium. And they actually go out of it, and they loop around these two big cement pillars. And then they just go flying down.
I really could not ride a bicycle through those pillars.
No.
Think about it.
Oh, it's an amazing sport. I mean, these guys get like 40 feet of air under them, and then when they cross the finish line, they all have to sort of outdo each other with the victory thing, and they take both hands off, and they get about 20 feet in the air, and then they take both hands off the grips and hold over their head. And they got guys like doing this thing where they take both feet and swing it over to one side of the bike, and they do all this crap about 20 feet in the air.
Oh my God!
It's quite amazing. Anyway, Jeremy will be in here, and I guess that race is what, this weekend, Ann?
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
Jeez, I'd kind of like to go to that.
Uh-oh.
I know it's like a big white trash hoedown, but it's great. It's just nuts. And they got all this like crazy ATC races and stuff in between, and pit girls and lots of noise, and it's really the best America has to offer. So anyway, Jeremy, he's been on a few times. He's a good guy, so he'll be in here tomorrow night. We'll talk that up a little bit. Lisa.
Yes.
You're 27.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Well, I'm in the middle of a divorce, and it's kind of an awkward position. My husband and I agree on the divorce, so that's the good part. But I found someone, and it's somebody that my husband and I both have known. He's played in bands with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And,
does your husband play the drums?
No,
the
he's
bass.
a bass player.
Bass, yeah. You're moving up. You're moving up to, like, lead guitar, maybe singer?
Well, yeah, the guy that I like is a singer.
Right.
What is that all about? Explain that.
Well, we've known each other for 6 years.
No. I want to hear Adam's explanation.
Well, I knew the husband either played the drums or the bass.
Why?
That's where a woman starts. And then if she's ambitious, she makes her way. She's a climber. She makes her way to lead guitar. Possibly, actually, she's kind of jumping one. She should go lead guitar and then into singing. But
I already dated somebody that was a lead guitarist.
I see. All right, but it's not in your husband's band?
No, that's not my husband's band. My ex-husband. Soon to be, real quick.
Right. But you're dating this guy he knows.
No, not really dating.
What is that
all.
attraction to the guys in the band? Explain that to me.
That's the whole problem. What it was is that we have been friends for 6 years. And my husband's been friends with him for 6 years. And that's all it was. It's just a friendship. And then something more revolved out of it. Needless to say, we've slept together.
Uh-huh. Are you still living with your husband?
No. Oh, God, no.
All right,
How long have you been separated from your husband? Oh, for Christ's
Probably
sake.
about 4 months.
Okay. How long ago did you sleep with the guy?
Probably 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. All right. And yeah, she had her eye on this guy when things started going bad. This is the
No,
my bullpen
actually, I
theory.
didn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't know you did, but you did.
Well, finish up the divorce and...
Well, more or less what's going on, though, is that we've told a lot of personal things to each other. It's just really weird, though, because he'll call me once in a while, and we'll go out and do something, or, come over and we'll watch a movie or something like that. But then he won't call for like 2, 3, 4 days.
This is the new guy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
He's in a band.
Do you expect him to call every day?
Actually, he's not in a band right this moment.
Is he your boyfriend?
No.
Okay, why do you expect him to call every day?
Well, I don't know. Maybe because
Hold on a second.
I want more.
Oh, jeez. Come on, Lisa. You stepped right on my line.
Sorry.
All right.
Well, Lisa, what is with your relationship?
What?
Oh,
what is with
right,
your
right.
relationship?
Ann, come here. I want to talk to you about something.
I just
for $500
I want more in the relationship than
Whoa, baby.
We're doing now.
Drew.
I want us to be dating or something.
Hold on, engineer Mike. Can we get some more cord on Drew's mic so we can do the show from the hall? Wow. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it, Drew? Yeah, Lisa, you spoke right when I was doing some of my best work of the evening.
Sorry.
Well, that whole air swallowing thing has turned out to be good.
Oh, okay.
And maybe I was wrong about my fruit and fiber theory. Perhaps I just didn't give it long enough. Yeah, we have to start earlier tomorrow night and see how that works out. Oh, boy. What's your question? You want to start a band?
No, I would like more out of what we have, what we are now, and I'm not sure if it's because he may be intimidated that because he knows
that could be. He may not be interested. I'm guessing it's the latter.
Or he's just dating.
Yeah. So go ahead and see if you can push it ahead. On the other hand, you just got out of a marriage. You couldn't take a little time off, or you have to go find a guy to...
immature in her dealing with relationship, very clingy and.
Well, I got to get another guy in this band.
Yeah.
And my husband and I we're not even divorced, but yet I'm in this new relationship with this guy in the band, and I got to really push it along.
He only calls me every 3 days.
Yeah, I got to get something full time going, baby.
Every day.
Let me stop the Lisa for a second. Lisa, you have any kids?
No.
Okay, good. Let's keep it that way. Okay.
For a long time.
All right, take a little break, would you?
I don't plan on having any.
Lisa, Lisa, you pretty chaotic family you came out of, perhaps?
Well, I was adopted and abused by a family.
That's good.
That's what we're talking about.
All right, don't live your life from one relationship to another, Lisa. Just live your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't count on the relationship aspect of it so much.
Acting out of that abuse. This is a still residual of that, and until you get out of that pattern, you're in for a world of hurt.
Yeah.
From one abusive, idealized guy to another.
Right.
Unavailable.
Right. Drew, close the door. It's getting drafty in here now. I see the cleaning crew walking around out there, and one of them's going to fire up a vacuum in a second. Don.
Yeah?
You're 18.
Yep.
What's going on there?
I was just wondering about cervical and ovarian cancer. My mom has had both. My grandmother has had both, and my aunt has had ovarian cancer. So it kind of runs in the family. And I just recently became sexually active, and I'm taking birth control. And I was reading the little leaflet they give me, and it says that if it runs in the family, that you are at risk of that.
Well, the earlier you begin your sexual activity, the more partners you have, warts or herpes all increase your risk of cervical cancer. They don't necessarily they do not increase your risk of ovarian cancer. Those are two very different cancers.
Okay. Because I go in for my first checkup later, but...
Yeah, you got to go very, very regularly.
Okay.
Very regularly. And just make sure you're following. Go ahead.
How often?
Well, that'll be up to the gynecologist.
3 times a week?
But maybe at least a couple times a year. Just careful screening. Cervical cancer, as we're well aware, is completely preventable. It doesn't have to even develop. But you can.
Hold on, sure.
No, please, Adam, no.
Oh. Oh, this fiber thing is really paying dividends. Look at Sherry. She is just completely disillusioned over there.
She's not dealing with the...
Come on, baby. You live with a lot of animals. I'm sure there's some of this going on at the house.
But Don, look, ovarian cancer is a very devastating form of cancer that is hard to detect and hard to screen for and hard to prevent, whatnot. So that also needs to be carefully monitored. So please, yes, absolutely, these things do have a genetic basis to them sometimes. And clearly there's some family predisposition in your situation. So get monitored very carefully.
You know, the beauty about my ass, Drew, is it's shrouded in so much mystery. You know, the
hair, you mean?
The one... The one I let like 5 minutes ago, that was bad, right?
Yeah.
This one, nothing. What is that?
It's just phenomenal. Let's spend a little time thinking about it.
It's like a fickle woman, my ass. Okay. Always keeping everyone on their toes. Drew?
Yeah.
You want to sell the next call?
No.
No. All right.
Loveline listeners, beware. Someone.
Where is Slash? Haven't seen him around in a while either. Always a good guest, that Slash. The thing that's cool about Slash is he never knows when he's on the radio or on the TV or off the radio, or he's just that sort of freewheeling, nice guy.
Loaded.
I always look forward to hearing what comment you'll make after each liner.
What'd you
Squirrel
say?
nut zippers. I wonder what they're doing.
What are they doing?
Oh, Tori Amos,
What happened to her?
miss her. What happened to her?
Well, no, it's not.
Slash.
It is not the same comment about every.
No, I know. That's
every
why I
person.
said I look forward to hearing what comment
All right,
you
the
make.
examples you made were all the same.
Yeah.
That's all.
Who stole Adam Carolla's brain?
Oh, shut
What
up.
happened? He went down to Mexico and somebody stole his brain.
Oh, kiss my ass.
He's farting it out little by little.
Thank you. All right, I'm not going to take this abuse anymore. I'm moving on. Molly,
Hi, how you guys doing?
that's more like it.
We have Flagellation Man and Stinky Boy over there, huh?
No, that's the same guy, really.
Okay, that's great. Okay, are you a real doctor with a degree?
I'm a medical doctor.
All right,
physician.
hold on a second. I'm going to let Molly just sort of rethink
Cool
her
out
whole
a bit,
approach
yeah.
to the show. Yeah. I'm offended for you by that
Thank you.
comment, Dr. Drew. What do you think? He's a rapper or an NBA superstar? I wouldn't call it like the doctor. Or maybe a jazz singer. All right, let's get back to Molly. Molly?
Hi.
Hey, what do? You a hostess?
Yes, I'm wearing my cute little white tutu with the nice little hat and the apron, and currently serving nice hors d'oeuvres. Would you care for one?
Molly, is there any history of like manic depression or bipolar illness in your family anywhere? Seriously, I'm just looking at your question here.
Okay, are you interested in my question?
I'm asking a serious question here.
You
Like,
are?
any mood disturbance in your family, bipolar illness, anything like that?
And not bipolar. No, just a little bit of depression on my father's side.
Mm-hmm. And your dad was depressed?
Occasionally.
Did he also have periods of time where we'd go work a lot, wouldn't have to sleep very much, and this sort of thing?
Oh, no, my parents were actually... I'm really strange because I have wonderful parents.
I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just looking at his biology a little bit. Did he have periods of time where he would go and like work on an awful lot, not seem to need much sleep, and be real active in between these periods where he'd kind of be depressed?
No, the only time he was really depressed is when he was dying in the hospital, but he recovered quite well. It was just all this really terrible medication, drug, pain-killing medication he was on. And he was in a wheelchair for about 6 months. And that whole time, he really was depressed. And
He became opiate addicted?
oh, no. It was just the regular painkillers. I'm actually unaware of the exact.
The painkillers are opiates.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was addicted to them?
I'm not aware of that.
See pictures him sitting in a Shanghai bar with a big hookah pipe or something in front of her.
He really didn't like taking them because he didn't like how it made him feel.
Why was he dying from them?
Oh, well, he was riding a bicycle and a car
You
hit
said
him.
the medication was killing him. Why was he dying from the medication?
So the medication it depressed him to be so looped out. You know what I mean?
But the medication wasn't killing him.
No, the car almost killed him.
Mm-hmm. Boy, Molly's quite a puzzle. Molly, what do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? Well, I raise 2 beautiful children.
Oh, man. All right, I'm going to call in a strike. Oh, it's a little late for my team.
I also have...
They're usually drunk by now, my team. I'll call them in. We'll get them in there first thing in the morning. Yeah, what else?
Okay, do you want to hear my question?
Well, you have 2 kids?
Yes.
You married?
Yes. Wonderful husband that I thoroughly love and accept 100%. I understand that men, people, individuals do not change. You have to love them unconditionally and understand that.
Well, what's he doing?
What's the problem?
What's he up to?
Okay, this is the situation.
What do you mean you have to love unconditionally for what?
Everything. You can't get into a marriage expecting that you could change a person.
What's the problem with your husband? What is it you're concerned with?
Well, it's not his problem. I mean, it's a joint situation. You always have to look at it in that way. Okay. Prior to us getting married, I had a very different sexual behavior. I still am. I don't want to sound cocky, but I have like the sexual appetite of like an 18-year-old male. I'm very energetic. I really like to do very sensuous, romantic, long, slow licking inner thigh.
Engineer Mike's head just popped up from behind the console when he heard the licking.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
Not dirty, not what I would consider like, anal intruder, vibrator stuff, but just really extremely erotic. And I mean, I just got the greatest pleasure in giving bigger and better orgasms to my mate. And I never considered me, because I figured the more I give, the more I get reciprocated. It's just all kind of a yin and yang thing. And I had, a really great sex life, monogamous when I was with someone.
Right.
And I was always under the impression with all these boyfriends that I had, and some of them were older, like 27 was the oldest person. And
but what would your question be tonight?
oh, my question is, my husband is extremely prudish and Catholic. He cannot achieve an orgasm without having to have some kind of like interference, like a laughter or a joke. There's absolutely no foreplay. Totally does not want me to engage in anything sensuous or romantic. I can not put on anything but white cotton panties. I can't put on any lingerie. He laughs. He jokes. There's no touching. We've been married for years, and he has actually, with his fingers, touched my vagina or any of those places like maybe 5 times, and that's when I begged him to on my birthday.
Is that 5 times a finger, or is that 5 times overall?
Like 5 occasions during our relationship.
I like when people answer my questions when they're just obviously ridiculous. All right, so Molly, let's get back to something.
We got to get back to you, Mom.
Quiet for just 1 second. I want to get back to the part where he can't have an orgasm without some sort of verbal outburst.
No, it's not a verbal outburst. The whole thing is he has to be in some kind of... Tell me if I'm saying this wrong, David. He's on the computer. Okay.
Oh, my God.
He's right here in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hold
Molly,
on.
please.
All right. He can't have an orgasm without saying what?
Prior to it, the foreplay has to be silly, jovial, laughing,
Right.
making jokes.
He's uncomfortable.
He's extremely like, no foreplay. He likes to laugh and joke. And then intercourse, like the very first time we ever had intercourse, I thought he was just so gung-ho to do it, because he just mounted on me and I had to pull aside my underwear, straddling my legs. I'm going, how am I going to keep this thing open? Pull it apart, pull my, the crotch of my underwear apart, because his penis just was jabbing in. He didn't even touch me down there or anything to get me started. I thought he was just so gung-ho, but the truth of it was, he just doesn't like to do that. He just gets the heebie-jeebies about looking at, like most men usually like to look at a naked woman. He likes to look at, I think, like from like the waist up, but I think down below, a naked ass is okay, but anything like frontal nudity of the genital area, I think actually...
How about one side? Would he oppose looking at someone's nude side?
No, it's just the actual, I think, genital. I've asked him to look at it.
Castration anxiety.
What?
It's castration anxiety.
What? Really?
Read some basic... You need like a primer in basic psychology, I think, Molly. You're really pretty detached here from how humans work.
Well, there is the cootie factor.
That's interesting, because I've taken about 6 classes in college about psychology.
Well, I want you to sue the junior college you went to.
Okay, I'll be sure to sue Reed College.
All right. I went to Walter Reed Junior High. All right, Molly, listen. A couples counseling.
Yeah, you need
We've tried that.
Keep trying.
You did it for a few years?
Well, we did it for 1 year, and he discounted. He really liked her and clicked with her, except when it came to the fact that she wanted him to
change.
Commit to change. He said,
except for that, everything was fine.
Yeah.
Like I said,
please.
okay, I love my husband.
Molly, these are big problems, okay? These are not minor league problems, and your levels of denial about all this is pretty profound.
Wow.
You're not happy. It's obvious. It's bothering you, even though you can accept your husband unconditionally. I mean, it's all this denial and intellectualization and stuff. Go back and get some help and identify. Really acknowledge what your real feelings are. I mean, maybe if you can't get involved in any kind of couples dynamics, maybe each of you individually or you individually should get some work so you can sort of figure out a way to get your needs better met. That's the reason I went the whole bipolar route with her is that she sounds bipolar. I mean, she's so manic-y, my God. And
I need a nap after that.
And people who are bipolar sometimes are hypersexual and whatnot too. But that's not really so much the issue as the husband is totally detached and has this this castration fear. There's a theory that when kids are growing up, when young males are growing up, they are frightened of looking at the female genitalia because it reminds them of something being taken away. There should have been something there and it was gone. And it makes them feel like, that's something they could take something away from me, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quality of interaction goes on. And that's a developmental stumbling block.
I have the fear about people taking away the pictures I have of the female genitalia. Would that be a twist on the same problem?
I understand you don't have that particular problem, but at one time in your life you probably experienced that. So.
All right, well, I certainly can't argue with that. Brianna.
Yeah.
You're 15.
Yeah.
I don't know, why'd I push this one up, Drew? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, when that poor son of a bitch has been on Darren for 100 minutes. Brianna.
Yeah.
You all right?
No.
What's going on? Uh-oh.
My best friend and my boyfriend are, like, cheating behind my back, and,
Oh, that's horrible.
That's not a boyfriend, that's not a friend.
but I can't break up with him.
Yes. Why not?
I can't do it. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Then you can. Believe me, you can. I hate to hang up on her, but I didn't hang up on her. She can hear me. We got to go to break in about 45 seconds, and this poor bastard's been on hold for 101 minutes. Oh, don't give me the wave off, Drew. Brianna, you got to break up with him. That's it. That's it. We can talk around it for 100 years. You got to break up with him.
She's in one of those situations where the abandonment is so profound, where the leaving of the connection is so incredible. She can't deal with it. She needs some friends.
All right.
And maybe family support.
Darren.
Yeah?
You're 13.
Yeah, okay.
You've been on hold for 100 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got some stuff for your diet here.
Okay, good. Hurry.
Okay, we got corn dogs, burritos, enchilada, chili, onion rings, ravioli, bean and bacon soup.
I just put on 5 pounds.
Yeasty beer, Taco Bell, Doritos, pizza pockets, kielbasa sausage, German sausage, sauerkraut.
Hold on. How am I going to fit all this in my ass? Come on, be realistic there.
I don't know. You could pick out the good stuff.
Okay. What'd you say? You said yeasty beer?
Yeah.
What is yeasty beer?
I don't know. Just real cheap beer.
Mickey.
Darren's 15. That's all I drink. I will only drink beer if it comes in a bottle that's shaped like a keg. And it has a top you can screw back onto it. That's all. That's class. All right, Darren, I thank you for the tips, and we're going to break.
Hi, Dr. Drew.
All right, again, kiddies, tomorrow night, the most successful rider in AMA Supercross history, Jeremy McGrath, will be in here, and we'll talk all about it. I want to thank the beautiful Lisa, the lovely Sherry, of course, the Angular One producer, Ann, for putting her feminine thing on the show. And what could the show be without the fabulous One Nut Wonder? When he's not masturbating, he's thinking about masturbating. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline.